Welcome, welcome, welcome back to my live here on the Intuitive Minds Already Know. Just gonna wait a little bit. People pop on. How's everybody doing? I've got a tickle and I'm recovering from a week of being sick. Hello, Grace. Tonight's live is part of an 8-week series on chakras. So if you're not interested in watching and learning about chakras, listen for a couple more minutes. I'm going to do some updates and then you can go do something else. But there's something for everybody in what we're going to talk about tonight. Like I said, it is an 8-week course. I decided to do it on the live and not in the Facebook event classroom because I don't know if I can post it so people can watch it later. So excited. We have in the group, we have 283 members now. So excited. Thank you to all that have joined in the last month, in the last couple of weeks. Thank you to all that are tuning in every Wednesday. I apologize for last Wednesday. Hello, Stacy. My husband and I were given an opportunity. Hello, Savannah. My husband and I were given an opportunity to go to Reiki share. And I'm not going to talk about it too much, but it was really powerful. The theme basically for all that who participated was past lives. And apparently I was a witch, or I guess witch, I'll just say witch, in my previous life. And I actually kind of went through one of my deaths. I was eaten alive by rats. So that was pretty powerful. I actually got like the shaking and the trembling from like the rats eating at me. Weird. If you want to hear about it, message me later. I'll tell you all about past lives. So the graduation party was a hit. We say goodbye to Jack this Sunday. He is going to take an adventure into the Marine Reserve and he'll be going to boot camp. So we are saying goodbye to him. So that's about the updates. So let's dive in right into the chakras. Savannah, I love learning about chakras. I have a whole notebook with a section all about chakras, tones, stories. Cool. Remember some of my past lives. Weird indeed. Oh, yes. All right. So I said I was going to use the content of this book. So I know a lot of you have reached out to me asking where to get it. So if you have it, now is a good time to get it out. I'm going to leave an hour tonight. I don't know if it will go into at least an hour, but there's a lot that I want to talk about. There is a little demonstration that I want to do at the end. And if you have questions or comments during this series at any time, please shout them out. So I got a new Oracle card. I got 3 actually new Oracle card decks. And the one that I picked tonight is out of of course, the chakra. And of course, the card that I picked, I shuffled them and I counted out 9. And the 9th card was, look at this, intelligence. So how appropriate. It says education, knowledge, perception, and flexibility. So making sure everybody gets on here. I'll just read a little bit. It's kind of lengthy, but I don't want to read too much into it, but I want to read some of it. So this card encourages you to awaken a fuller experience of your own innate intelligence. It is time to integrate new concepts into your current frameworks, to analyze and question the new, but also to be willing to question your old concepts. Be open-minded and flexible. Realize that your intelligence is not just about surface understanding of facts or theory, but the embodiment of deep inner knowing in the way you live your life. It can be confronting to acknowledge and accept new ideas, but if we cling to our perception of how we have always seen things, we become stagnant in both thought and experience. By integrating new concepts into our framework of thought, or letting go of our framework to see a higher way, we say yes to the essence of true intelligence rising up within us. So leave a space in your mind for the possible. Know that there are many ways to learn and grow. I like that. Know that there are many ways to learn and grow. By staying open to new knowledge, you will see clearly the path that is calling. Your intelligence is both unique and part of the one universal mind. Within you is the master, the student, and the teaching. The greatest place of learning is in the school of your life. Open your mind to see and experience the divinely intelligent being you are today. Divinely intelligent being you are today. Well, I like that. I really, really like that. It talks about like perspective. And I talk about that quite a bit on here, how to, by growing, we have to stay always looking at things with new eyes and new perspective. All right, so chakras. Just gonna dig right in. I did take some notes, so I'll be reading my notes from my notebook, but they are from the book. Travis Tomasovich is watching. Okay, good. Hi, Travis. Go watch your Star Wars. All right, chakras. Chakras are the key centers of your personal energy field that are located along the spinal column. They interface with your physical body through nerves and glands. That's going to come, it's going to be very important, so pay attention to that. Through the nerves and the glands. Oh, Maya. Hang on a second, folks. I got to tell Maya she's supposed to. Sorry, folks. Had to tell Maya. Let's see. They interface with your physical body through nerves and glands. They are the gateway between your spiritual body and your physical body. There are 7. There's the root, which is the color associated. Hello, Jordan. The root, which is associated to the color red. Then there's the sacral. Hello, Maya. Glad you got on. Sorry about that. We're going to do it. We're going to do all the lives on all the courses on Facebook, on the group. The sacral is kind of between, it's kind of around your belly area. The solar plex is up one. That's sacral is the color orange, associated with color orange. Your solar plex is kind of above the belly button more. That is the color yellow, associated with the yellow. The heart is right here, obvious. That's pretty self-explanatory. That associates with color green. The throat is obviously right here by your throat, your vocal cords. The color associated with that is blue. And then we have the brow. And this is kind of cool because I just found this out. So if you kind of take your brow and your finger, and there's like a little dip right there. So find it on your forehead, everybody. Do it. So kind of feel it. You'll feel it as you kind of just tap and push in. I can feel mine right there. It's so cool. That is the brow. That's the color purple. And then your crown, which is not attached. In this book, they say that your crown is not attached. It's like kind of floating. And that is the color associated with that is white. All right. Picture each of these chakras as a revolving door. You know, you go through this revolving door through a mall or airports. I can feel mine. Good, good, good. Letting energy in and letting energy out. All right. That's important. They must be open and flowing to run optimally inside and out. Now, I've heard 2 different things about your chakras being balanced. Now, there's a key. So when we talk about balance, we talk about kind of like picture a scale. Kind of, you know, you don't want too much or not enough. But I don't what I've read and what I have learned is that it's got to be balanced for you. Not everybody's balance of their chakras is going to be different because they might need more of one and less of the other. So when we talk about balanced chakras, and they depict it in images as every chakra being like aligned and stuff, I don't think that's necessarily true. It's you're balanced on the energy that you need. So if you don't need much of, say, the heart chakra or whatever, then the other side. Do you understand? So images always depict the chakras like in a straight line, and I think that's just for visual purposes. But in real life, you might not. For balance, it's got to be for you. All right, and we'll get to that. But I just wanted to throw that out there because that's very important, that it's balanced for you. Any questions so far? I'm going to be taking a lot of sips because I got such a scratch. Okay, each chakra vibrates at a different frequency. The lower chakras, which are the root, sacral, and solar plex, they relate to your physical existence and they vibrate slower. The upper chakras, 5, 6, and 7, that would be the crown, the brow, and the throat. Those chakras relate to your spiritual existence and they vibrate more quickly. All right, the 5th chakra, the heart, is considered the bridge between your upper and lower. Doesn't that make sense? That's why we have 7, 3, and then 1 in the middle. When we are balanced, because I talked about that, when we are balanced to your highest good, you're in a natural state of love. Isn't that awesome? That makes so much sense. All right, any questions so far? Because I'm just going to keep going. We've got a lot to discuss. Yes. Somebody remind me if we get into an hour, like at 1:45, I want to do a kind of like what did I call it? A chakra polishing. All right. So I want to talk a little bit about the history of the chakras in the book. Let's go to page 14 because this really baked my noodle when I read this. So I'll just, for those of you who don't have the book, I'm going to show you what we're going to talk about. And that is this. That's this little guy right here. We're going to talk about him. History of the chakras, discovered by Indian yoga practitioners. They created this so-called map of the human inner world. I love how they say it's the human inner world, because I talk about like my inner emotions and my outer emotions. So that resonated with me. They devoted their lives and studies in order to experience the blissfulness of true, authentic wholeness with your body, mind, and spirit. And this guy here in the picture that I showed you, the Hindu god Lord Shiva, or Shiva, however you want to say it, Shiva. He is the supreme Lord who creates, protects, and transforms the universe. He's considered the god of all gods and most powerful, according to this book. Okay? He represents constant change. He represents constant change. That constant change, evolution, growing, learning, is crucial for movement and transformation. The 7 colors of the chakra are the same as the 7 colors of the rainbow. Does that just blow your mind? It is. And Sir Isaac Newton, he did an experiment. Who doesn't love science? This is on page 18. Sir Isaac Newton performed an experiment where he took a beamed white light. He took a beam white light through a prism, and a prism is a form that refracts the light. So metaphorically, the white light represents our spiritual essence. And he found when he did this, he realized that there was these 7 colors. Isn't that awesome? I think that's so cool. In our physical world, our essence reveals all the colors. And so that has to do with like your aura. And that's a whole nother course. I do talk about it later. I'm not going to go a lot into that because that could be like a whole like another like study thing. So if you're into auras, let me know. I will do my research and find out about it. I myself do not see auras. The light I see right now when I meditate is just like kind of like, I see a lot of like the infinity sign or a figure 8. And I do see a white light. I see a lot of white light lately. It's been kind of blues and purples. So, but I don't see auras. I don't see auras. Does anybody else see auras? Savannah, do you see auras? All right. And when we die or leave our physical bodies, we return to that white light. Isn't that awesome? You've heard people say, oh, did you see the white light? Did you see the white light? So I guess when you die, you see the white light. You go back to the white light. Any questions or comments? Okay, so the six chakras reside in the physical field of your body. These 6 have a front and a back vortex. Now, the crown radiates to and receives, okay, I wrote this wrong. The crown radiates to and receives from the upward spiritual portal. So like your crown, that's where a lot of, if you're, well, we're all gifted, but if you practice your gift, that's up here. That's up here. So if that is vibrating at a high frequency, you are more than likely going to be sensitive. You're going to experience sensitivity. The crown radiates to and receives from the upward spiritual, I said that already. After this, offer the chakra color meditation. Okay, so jumping around a little bit, we'll get better at this, folks. So on page 19, if you're following along, there is a chakra color meditation, a couple steps. What I recommend is either have a partner read it to you so you can follow, or read through the book first and then try it on yourself. All right? Is it because it talks about seeing yourself with each color. All right? So because the chakras alternate masculine and feminine energies, the points between each chakra are called nexus points. Did you know that? I did not know that until I read this book. The body has a complex network of energy channels called the nadi. I did not know that either, the nadi. There are thousands of nadis, invisible currents or veins that move or flow energy throughout the body. Kind of like, they describe it as like roads. And each chakra is the city. So you've got all your chakras. So like bigger, imagine bigger cities. All these 7 chakras are all the different cities. And then the nadis are all the different roads and highways and byways. And then the shushma are the vertical axis along the spine. All right. I love how they describe that there are 3 major roads. Okay, so the first road is the I'm going to murder this. Shushma. I am probably murdering that so bad. That's the elevator that we use to navigate being a spirit in a physical body. Picture the image we know as DNA, you know, where it's got like all the spiral. The Ida road arbors the feminine quality, Luna or moon. And when I say feminine, that's just how they word it. It's how they describe the different energies. The Pingala road arbors the right side of the body, the masculine qualities, the warm, solar, sun. So the feminine is the left and the masculine is the right. And that's why, you know, You have to be, that's why we all experience masculine and feminine energies, because if you picture, let me see what page that's on. Where was it? Like the DNA they're talking about in this. I can't find it offhand, folks. But picture the DNA. Picture your DNA. And that's, it's kind of weird that the medical field has grandfathered that. Kind of stole that, I would say. Trying to find the picture. Oh, okay, so check out page 43, folks. And that's what we're talking about. The energy currents of our body. And that's, if you look on page 43, and I will show my viewers who are not, that's what I'm talking about. So there's left and right, masculine and feminine energies in our body. All right, you still with me? Okay. There are breathing exercises called alternative nostril breathing to balance the two roads, the two nadis. We are not going to do that here. It's like you have to hold your nose and then do a couple breathing. And we're not going to do that tonight. If you're interested, Google it. Now, there are energy currents. We are spiritual energy moving in a 3-dimensional space for a total of 6 directions. So we have, our energy levels are up. They go up, down, left, right, front and back. So we are essentially like, there is energy all around us, moving and rotating in so many different directions. Now the up, they call it the liberating current. And the down is the manifesting current. And that's where inspiration ideas. Now the left is passive feminine energy, and the right is active in a masculine way. So we all experience, because these energies are always like spinning, you know, like the world is always rotating on its axis, orbiting. And so we are all, every one of us is experiencing masculine and feminine energies. I wanted to go backwards a little bit. So they wear these chakras, especially the root, and we'll get there. But the root. So if you are a man, if you are born a man, your root chakra is going to be, or wait, is it the soul, I have to look. But I think it's the root. Hang on, folks. I got notes. And this is important. I want to... Yes, the root. Okay, so the root chakra in a man is located in his testes. And if you are born a woman, your root chakra is going to be located in your... it's going to be located in your female reproductive parts. So that's the difference. And we will talk all about the difference they talk a lot about hormones, the difference between if chakra for a man and your root chakra in a man and a root chakra in a woman. So that's what I learned. It was kind of different for me. I didn't know that before that. All right, back to what we were talking about. So the front energy is the ability to move from our past, and the back is to our present as well as our conscious and subconscious. You would think it would just be the opposite, like your back is to the past and your front is to the future, but it's just the opposite. Because of these 3 nadi always flowing, energy is continually moving through and interacting with each chakra. So your chakra, oh, hello, Darren and Cindy, welcome. So the chakras are always moving. You're always experiencing different energy. They're always trying to balance out on their own. So I did write down a little bit of the auras. So what an aura is the biogenetic field around us. Individualized energy blueprint, continually shifting based on your emotions, your health, and your state of mind. That's why if you have somebody that can see your aura and they say, okay, your aura, I see this color is more prominent. It might not be that way all the time because like this says, your emotions and your health and your state of mind are always going to be affecting the frequency of your chakras, and that is going to affect the color, how bright of the color of that chakra. So say you're in love and you're experiencing a lot of love lately. Well, then chances are that person, your aura might show more green. But then say like a year from later or a couple months later, you're sick. And we go into the health of each chakra later. That might come out as well if you've got an imbalance or a really good balance of one of the chakras. Does that make sense? Any questions on that? Okay, the 7 layers of our chakra are the 7 layers of your aura are connected to your chakras, which I just talked about. From root to crown, the colors start from the closest to your body and layers out. So kind of like an onion, kind of like a rainbow, but kind of like an onion, each layers. Just like the chakras, the layer of each aura vibrates faster as you move away from the body. So your crown color would be closest to you, and that would be red. So like if you picture this is not a very good example of the aura. But anyway, so your red would be closest to your body, and then orange, then yellow, then green. So it's going to start with the lowest vibration first. And so like the purple and the white would be on the outside. So technically, number one, they're on the outside, and that's what maybe like a person that sees auras would see first, and they vibrate faster. So I've never had my auras red. I've been told people see a lot of pink on me. I have not ran into anybody that I know, that I haven't asked the people that I know that can see them to read me. So the next time I do, I'll ask, have them to read my auras. Just like the chakras, the layer of each aura vibrate faster as you move away from the body. And my notes say read page 47. Okay. So I'm going to go into this a little bit, just a little bit. So layer number 1 is the root chakra, and that is called the etheric body. That is closest to you. It is related to your root, primarily about your health, as well as your beliefs about both. The second one is called auric layer, and that is the emotional body. That is your sacral chakra. That relates to your emotions, including unprocessed feelings from the past. This layer shifts as your mood shifts. Okay, cool. Auric layer number 3 is mental body. That is the solar plex. That's kind of like just above your belly button. That layer is connected to both the conscious and subconscious mind and reveal any self-doubts or limiting beliefs. Auric layer number 4, astral body. That is the heart. The astral body typically spreads out to about 1 foot off your body and is related to the heart. It represents our feelings of peace, love, and connection to others. It will reveal if we have a grief or a hardened heart. Ooh, no hardened hearts here. The 5th auric layer is the etheric template, the throat. It is where all manifestation begins. Interesting. The template in the name of the body refers to the spiritual blueprint that outlines everything that will manifest. Auric layer number 6 is the brow, and that's called the celestial body, related to the 3rd eye chakra. Yes, your brow is also referred to your 3rd eye. A lot of people say, like, They either call it the third eye chakra or the brow. It can be referred to as both. It's associated with higher perception and intuition and an unconditional love for all beings everywhere. And then your crown, your auricular crown, is your casual body. And that can extend out as far as 3 feet. So that can extend 3 feet from your body. So like 3 feet above your head and all the way around. Wow. This layer vibrates more quickly than all the others. It imparts a deep knowing and a sense of unity with everything. Wow. I wish I could see auras, but I can't. Not yet. I can't yet. All right. So I read from that. Do we have any questions? Do we have any questions so far? Each color represents many interpretations. We're not going to go through them all, but the presence of black in your aura indicates negative feelings, unforgiveness, and disease in the body. Ooh. Other gray or murky brown indicates blockages, fears, and limitations. Maya, can you see auras? I know we have not talked about that yet. Would you like to share? Yes or no? Not yet. So I wrote down here, much to contrary belief, the chakras do influence us physically. They affect our hormones, which affect our mood, sleep, appetite, and health, because it is part of the pineal gland, I believe. Talk about page 55. Well, I'm glad I put notes down. This makes sense. Oh, this is soaked. Okay. All right. I got to read this because this is going to bake your noodle, folks. And then I think we're going to do the meditation thing next. How's everybody doing? I know I'm kind of all over the place, but this is just intro. All right. So I'm on page 55, folks, and this is where this gets very sciencey. Because, can you see it here, folks? So every chakra is connected to glands or nerves in the body. This is why Reiki is really important, because you can use Reiki, however, to balance these chakras. And by balancing these chakras, balancing for you, you can eliminate some pain and some dis-ease in the body. So the endocrine glands and the chakras. So the crown is connected to the pineal gland. I think I read that right, or the pituitary. The brow, let's see, brow, yeah, pineal gland and pituitary. So the throat, well, that's thyroid, so that makes sense because your thyroid is in your throat. The heart chakra can affect your thymus, which is like above your heart, it's showing, and the heart. Now your solar plex, which is here, that can affect your adrenal gland and your pancreas. Interesting. Your sacrum, which is a little lower, this is where I would talk about the ovary and the testes. So in a woman, the sacrum can affect the ovary in a woman. Men don't have ovaries. But the root can affect the testes in a man. Okay. I talked about that earlier, but this makes a lot more sense now that I said it out loud. Because I did not know that. I thought the root was all like the reproductive system in men and women, but it's not. So the root is affected in a man in his testes, if you're born a man. And then the sacrum, which is the orange chakra just above that affects the ovaries in a woman. Isn't that interesting? Very, very interesting. I want to talk, any other questions? I want to talk about, real quick, read about the chakras and sexuality. Right. So there has been a good deal of disagreement among chakra schoolers about the energetic location of human sexuality. Some say it's in the root, others say it's in the sacral. And that makes sense because I just read that in a man, the root is affected in his testes, and the woman is in her ovaries. The confusion is most likely due to the fact that our sexuality is actually in both our first and second chakras and their related glands. Okay. The testes and ovaries. The experience of sex encompasses very different aspects depending on your gender. If you have any doubt of this, just ask any man or woman about their sex life and you'll get two very different perspectives. I love this book. It's so real and raw. When it comes to sex, there's a masculine aspect that reflects the first chakra energy and relates to procreation, physical release, and the survival of one's lineage. And then there's an almost opposite feminine aspect related to the sacral chakra that emphasizes intimacy, emotional connection, and pleasure. Doesn't this make sense? No, this is just me talking, but think about you as a guy. Okay, guys, they are more visual when it comes to intimacy, and they're more of the actual, like, the sexual act itself. And for women, for me, I want more of the touching and the emotional, the music, the softness, the comments, the sweetness, the foreplay, that. And I've read this and I'm like, wow, that totally makes sense. But we're wired that way. We have no choice. In a deal scenario, each gender can experience and enjoy both types of sex. Still, most men biologically carry more of the masculine energy, and most women more of the feminine, due to the fact that the testes are stimulated by the root energy and the ovaries are influenced by the sacral chakra energy. Doesn't that make sense? I like that. I like that a lot because it does make total sense. Cool. Does anybody have any questions? I kind of jumped around. I apologize. I want to do something here. And if you don't want to do it now, I'm going to post this live and you can actually follow along or do this later. Okay, so I want to do a little meditation practice right now. So if you want to, you can either sit or you can lay on a couch or lay on the floor. But I got this like message to do this one night. I'm like, how can I try to interact with my viewers? And I call it the chakra polishing technique. All right. Oh, I know what we forgot to do. So let's do that now, folks. We're gonna warm up our energy. We're gonna turn on our energy. Find a comfortable spot. That's what I have written down. Find a comfortable spot. I am not going to lay down, but I am going to follow along with you. And then we're going to activate our energy. So we do this. We did this before in my lives. So get your hands warmed up. We're going to activate our energy. Right? You can intertwine the fingers. All right. And then try to envision. You can close your eyes if you want. Try to envision like a ball of energy that you need to keep between your hands and your fingers. All right. Can you feel it? All right. Now start to activate that energy. Just move your hands ever so slightly. And for me, I feel it pull along here on my palms and my fingertips. Who's doing this with me? I need some interaction. There's not a lot of comments going on. And if you can't quite feel it, then test your energy. Make it vibrate just a little more. And maybe you need to bring it out. Ooh, that's stronger for me. Maybe you need to bring it out. Maybe you need to go up and down instead of outward. Okay, try that. Or maybe you need to go this way. Ooh, that's different. Let's activate that energy. All right. How's everybody doing? Maya, you doing this? Cindy, you doing this? Darren, are you doing this? Mary Jo, are you doing this? Stacy, are you still with me? All right. That's so cool. I love activating my energy because I feel it right away. All right, so if you're in a comfortable spot or you just want to follow along, we are going to polish. We're going to polish our chakras. All right. Just want to get to a page. My page here. Page in the book. So if you're going to follow along with me and you're comfortable, you can close your eyes. Do not have to, but it helps. All right. So close your eyes, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a deep breath. We're going to hold it 3. Then we're going to slowly exhale, and then we're going to repeat that 2 more times, okay? So take 1 deep breath in. Hold 3 for 3 counts. Then slowly exhale. Now you're going to do that 2 more times. Take a deep breath in. Then slowly exhale. 1 more time. Deep breath in. Hold for 3. All right, so what I want you to do, folks, is I want you to picture the chakras that we talked about in a line from your head to your sit bone. And your sit bone is just kind of above like your butt crack. Okay? That's called your sit bone. Actually, it's kind of in your butt crack. All right, that's where your chakras are, the 7 of them. So you're gonna picture them in a line from your crown, your brow, your throat, your heart, your solar plex, your sacral, and your root. Okay, those 7. Now what I want you to do is I want you to imagine there's a zipper. There's a zipper that goes from your root all the way up and then back down. So what we're going to do is we're going to start, and I slowly want you to imagine there's a zipper. And we're going to pretend that we are unzipping the potential of our chakras. All right? So just slowly, if you take this zipper and you just start from the top or the bottom. I think we'll start from the root. So unzip your chakras. So we're going to take each one. We're going to polish it. We're going to imagine taking it out. We're going to polish it, clean it, get rid of some of the gunk that's on it that we're not dealing with, and then we're going to put it back. All right? All right. So we're going to start with the root. So close your eyes and your root. Imagine your root. It is the color red. So imagine picture it like either like a little marble, or picture like a stone if you're into crystals, something red. So like the red stone that I have is red jasper. So imagine you're taking that out, and you're taking it out and you have a cloth and you're polishing it. You're getting rid of that, getting rid of some gunk. All right? And then you're going to put it back. And when you put it back, it's going to be white, because that's ideally the brightest, the fastest vibrating. So when we put it back, it's going to be white. But then eventually it's going to naturally go back to its original color. All right? Once you're done with the root, go to the sacral, and that's orange. Take that out, put it in your metaphoric, imaginary cloth, clean it so that it becomes white. All right? And then once you got it all clean, then you're going to put that back in. And then you're going to watch it. Pretend you're watching it go from white to back to orange. All right? Now we're going to do the solar plex. And that's where your emotions and self-esteem are. So we're going to take that out and you're going to clean it. All right? Until it becomes white. You're going to polish it until it becomes white. And then you're going to put it back in and you're going to slowly watch that white turn to yellow. And then you take out your heart chakra, and that's green. So take that out. Now this is where if you have some unforgiveness or some hatred or some confusion about a loved one or a relationship, you're going to clean that until it becomes white. That's going to take all that gunk away. It's going to take all that negative, and we're going to replace it with white positive light. Put that back in, and you're going to imagine that the white turns to that green. All right, keep going. All right, go to the throat. That's blue. Take that out. Now that, if you've got something to say, or maybe you say too much, so polish that until it becomes white. All right, and then when you put it back in, you're going to be able to speak your mind more, or you're going to be able to maybe pause and not say something so quickly. All right? You're going to watch that white become blue. All right, now we're going to the crown. Right here, the crown chakra. Take that out. Visualize taking it out. Polish it till it becomes white. Get that gunk off there. Get that plaque. And then once you see it turn white, then you want to put it back in until you see it become, when you know that it's starting to change colors, back to purple. All right, last one. That's the crown. Take that out. It's already white, but now let's just make it shine, folks. Okay, polish it. This is your intuitive. This is where we become one with the universe. No holds barred here, folks. So once you see that dull white light turn to really, really bright white where it's so hard to even look at, go ahead and put that back in. All right. Visualize your chakras now are balanced for you. All right. Take that zipper and imagine you're zipping up your chakras now. Nobody can get in. No negativity. Just positive. Zip it, zip it, zip it, zip it, zip it all the way up. Does anybody feel anything different? I feel different. I feel more relaxed. I feel kind of tingly. I like that. All right. So if you're lying on the floor and you're really relaxed, maybe just lay there a little bit longer. But I think we're going to call it quits here at 10 to 8. Does anybody have any questions about chakras? Once again, you can repeat that technique. And then you can do the one on page 19 if you have the book. If you do not have the book and you would like to do this, I think what I will do is after this live is done, I will post it. And in the comments, I think I will take a snippet and I will post this to the actual post. I'll put it in the comments. So next week, we're going to be talking, every week we're going to talk about different chakras. And the next week is going to be, we're going to start from the bottom and go up, and that's the root. Now I will talk about if it has the masculine, and if it's a masculine energy, or if it's feminine energy, if it's a feminine chakra, because it goes masculine, feminine, masculine, feminine, masculine, feminine. We'll talk all about that. And how the endocrine and what ailments. So like if your root chakra is not balanced for you, what you may be experiencing, and so on and so forth. So we might do 2 of them next week, just because I'm a week behind. All right, because there talks about overactive and underactive. And then we will talk about some of the stones, some of the crystals associated with each. There's also like yoga poses that we can talk about. But I'm not going to go real into detail. We're just going to hit the important keynotes. All right? All right, folks. I hope this wasn't too boring and too choppy. It's hard when, you know, I'm just learning this too, so I had to read a lot out of the book. I will get better because I'm going to read more, read it over. Yeah, so next Wednesday, we will talk more for sure about the root, but we might go into the root and the sacral just because of the masculine and feminine similarities of each one. All right, folks. Thanks for watching. Tune in next week.